Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. It has been a full year since the last time I filmed. I'm a little bit awkward in talking because mainly I do videos on Instagram that are non-chatty. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. I am going to start off with doing my brows. I am using these two products right here. I've got this Rimmel brow pencil, which is from their Kind Free line. And honestly, I love this brow pencil because it's the perfect shade for my brows. And this one is in the shade, I actually don't know, I think it's dark brown. So there's so much that has happened in the past year. I haven't really had the energy to really film because one, we've moved since the last time I spoke to you guys. We probably moved twice. And then now we're somewhat settled in this current place that we're staying. There's not a lot of space for me personally to set up and all that. So I thought it'd be a casual, chatty, get ready with me. It's currently nighttime. I didn't get a chance to film today only because we did a big road trip and just got back early afternoon. And so I've been just resting. I haven't been really active in here. Mind you, I have been trying quite a few new products offline. Not so much showing them on the internet except for Instagram. So this will be a good introduction, I guess. I thought I'd pick up my camera and start filming again. So now that the brows are done, I've already primed my face and I used the Danessa Myricks balm. This one here, I forget the name, but this is called the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder and I used the shade Universal. And as you can see, this is well loved because I've already hit pan. This is my constant day-to-day primer. And for foundation, I have these two that I honestly use up for the whole year. This Kosas concealer, I've already gone through 3 tubes of this. This is my 4th one and this is about to run out. I'm like this much left. And this foundation is relatively new. I picked this up early this year and I'm already halfway through. And this has just been my go-to base currently. So I like to apply the foundation with my fingers first and then spread it with either a brush or a sponge. But because I do have a lot of breakouts today, I'm probably gonna use the sponge because I have a lot of bumps here and there. And the whole reason that I also have not been really filming is that I'm very self-conscious of what my skin looks like, and recently my skin is having its purging stage. I have not changed my skincare. I definitely have not changed the food that I eat, but for some reason my skin is reacting so bad. So I have a feeling it might be something to do with the weather, because my eczema is also back. So I do a light layer of this foundation. As you can see, it's quite glowy. I do have oily skin, but once this foundation is set, it gives me the most beautiful, healthy looking skin. I haven't been really into like super full coverage foundation, even though I have a lot of things to cover. I don't mind them poking or seeping through, not seeping, peeking through, because skin is skin, you know, you're always gonna have texture. So I do have really dark under eyes. I am going to conceal because I look like Panda right now. But out of all the makeup products that I own, this is by far the only product that I have repurchased multiple times. I haven't really been into purchasing a lot of new products because I find that majority of the products that came out this year, I already have similar products. So I have just been using the same eyeshadow palette, the same bronzer powder, except for foundations, because there's quite a few new foundations that came out that really interested me. For my cream contour and blush, I have been loving this Makeup Forever palette, and this one is in the shade light medium. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this right here is a little bit too light on me, but I still make it work. I was going to pick up the medium, but I find that the bronzer on the medium is a little bit too dark. I have been traveling with this bad boy for 6 months since I got it, and I have been doing quite a bit of traveling just within New Zealand, so I have been packing this. As you can see, it's very well loved. I try to clean the perimeter of the pans, but sometimes I just can't be bothered. And then the blush, I like to mix the two together. It comes off a little bit neon on the camera, but in person this gives you a nice corally glow. And then I would use the concealer in this palette just to highlight. So I would mix this shade right here and this shade and pat that with my finger at first, and then I will use the sponge to blend that concealer and highlight the perimeter of my face. For powder, I've been testing quite a few powder recently. I have not really found the ones that I like, so I'm going to use this Ilia Fade Into You Soft Focus Finishing Powder. This is the Trixie Cosmetics powder puff. It's so cute. It's heart shape, and I have been really into powder puff recently, especially underneath my eyes, because I feel like it gives you the best set under eye. So I have been kind of setting my face differently this year. For the rest of my face, I'm going to use this Rimmel Stay Matte powder. This is such a good mattifying powder, especially if you have oily skin. It's good for touch-up as well. I have been using this for quite some time. And for bronzer, I'm going to use the Ilia Novelty Nightlight Bronzing Powder. Now, this powder is quite pigmented. It gives you a nice neutral bronze on the skin, not too warm, which I have been loving. This year has been a little bit of a exciting year for me. Definitely a lot of stuff changed, but also I have been busy with my full-time work, hence why I haven't really filmed, as well as I have been really self-conscious with how I look recently on the camera, which made me not even turn it on. And I haven't even looked in the mirror as well, because I don't know, for some reason I just don't like what I see. I know it's quite bad, but that's just something that I have been self-conscious about. But I am slowly getting back to it, hence why I decided tonight I'm just gonna pick up my camera and talk to you guys, because I have not done that in forever. And also there's a lot of products that I have purchased that I have not shared my thoughts on, and this will be a good test because I've definitely owned majority of the products for about 3 to 6 months, and so I have a solid opinion. I've worn them on a work day. I've worn them for 12 hours at least. So I can definitely tell you what's good, what's bad, and what's average. So for blush, I am going to mix these two shades right here. This is the Jouer Adore Blush Duo. I haven't really been purchasing a lot of blush I have so much blush that I need to go through, as well as highlight and eyeshadow palette. So, and I am grateful that the eyeshadow palettes that I have purchased in the past are also a good dupe for some of the ones that came out this year, which is quite nice. I did give in to a few palettes that I really wanting to try. So I have been loving this kind of look. I am just gonna let my whole face marinate for the meantime, and then once I've done my eyeshadow, I'm going to set my whole face. So for eyeshadow palette, I cannot resist, but I gave in and purchased the Patrick Ta Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. So this is the first one that he came out with. When mine came in the mail, I was a little bit sad because the plastic cover that covers the cream detached from the palette, so I just chucked it away because every time I open the palette it moves around and it scrapes the cream, so it's not really a good thing to keep in there. So I haven't really been wearing a lot of dramatic eyeshadows like I used to. So today we are going to try and maybe do a soft glam to start with, and then we'll build our way into maybe coming up with a little bit more glam of a look. Currently my go-to is just a neutral basic eye makeup with a little bit of sparkle here and there, but I am going to try my best and do somewhat of a glam smoky eye. So I'm going to start off with the shade right here. It's just a nice neutral transition shade. I find that as I grow older, I don't need to use eye primers as much anymore because I find that the eyeshadows stick to my eyes with no issue, which is a good thing, I guess. The eyeshadow primer that I use is from MAC. It's the Painterly Paint Pot in the shade Soft Ochre. I've used that one for years, and then I ran out because, oh, I think I chucked it away and it dried out. So I've been using the concealer, but I find the concealer is not a good primer for my lids. I am going to swap over to the Sigma E25. This is one of the classic blending brushes. So I'm going to try and use the shade right here. That's the darker shade. And slowly build the outer V. So we're slowly building that, and I like to blend my shadows. So I'm gonna go back to that shade one more time, and now we're going to slowly intensify. And then I'm gonna put a little bit on my lower lash line. And for the lids, I am going to use this shade right here. It's more of a, like a peachy tone shimmer with gold reflex. Ooh, I love this. And then I'm going to go back to that dark shade, mix in with the transition shade that we use, and slowly blend this. And then I have been loving doing eyeliner using eyeshadow, so I am going to go back with that darker shade just to create a little bit of a smoky liner. Now I could use the cream on this palette, but I like it to be a little bit more smoky. And for inner corner highlight, I am going to use this sparkly shade with a brush. And I am just going to quickly apply my mascara. and we'll move on to the lips. For my lips today, I am still using my Oak lip liner. I believe I repurchased this lip liner because I have been using this for the solid 6 months, and then I lost it when I traveled, and then I repurchased it, and this is how much I've used. So that was 3 months ago. I haven't been really putting on lipstick recently because my lips have been so dry. So I have been just using lip gloss here and there, but when I want to define my lips, I always go back and use the MAC Oak lip liner. It used to be the Essence Nude lip liner, but they decided to discontinue the lip liner, which I am so sad about because I've definitely gone through 2 pencils and it's so cheap. It was like $5. No, actually $3. And this one's about $30. In terms of lipstick, I haven't been really using any lipstick at all. If I do, I use this NARS Power Matte lipstick in the shade No Angel. This is such a nice brown tone nude, and I find that this lipstick lasts throughout the day. If I don't use that lipstick, I would just go on and use this Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Stone. This is by far the best lip gloss that I've found because it's so nourishing on the lips. At the same time, it lasts throughout the day and it leaves your skin, it leaves your lips very hydrated and plump. This is somewhat my everyday makeup except for the eyes. Sometimes I would just stick to the matte shades, but if I want to amp it up, I would add a little bit of sparkle, which is quite pretty. So this is basically me on an everyday basis, and we can call this video a everyday get ready with me, just to ease my way back into filming. And thank you if you are still here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a great Christmas and have a wonderful New Year. Have a good day wherever you are, or have a good night, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye!